Hey everybody, Joseph Rothschild here, aka Twitter thread. It is time for the Twitter thread. We are twittering and it is a thread. That's all I got for you. Yu-Gi-Oh is a massive game. It's a big old boy. It's got about 10 quadrillion cards, most of which are legal at any given time. And there's so many that frequently people just forget them. Today I'm asking you what cards, when you saw them, you went, this is a card? And I'm going to begin with the card that just came out, Votus. You all remember Votus. But first, this video is sponsored by Factor. Between streaming 3 times a week and making daily videos, I often find it hard to dedicate time to meal preparation. That's where Factor comes in. Factor is a pre-prepared meal delivery service that makes eating well a breeze for anyone. If you've been around here a while, you're probably already familiar with Factor, but this time I'm offering you one of my biggest discounts ever. Need further persuasion? Well, let me give you a pitch. It's convenient as hell. There's no prep and no mess required, and you're removing all the guesswork of what's for dinner, so you can work as long as the algorithm demands. Like, watch this. It's gonna be 2 minutes. You don't have to. Factor also helps you eat better too. Usually my options are between a box of macaroni I bought in 2012 or fast food, so it's nice to be able to pop in a chef-prepared meal and eat a piece of chicken that looks like it actually came from a chicken. And they offer meals to suit everyone's needs and palates, with meal preference options such as Calorie Smart, Vegan, Vegetarian, and Keto. Use my link or go to go.factor75.com and use code POGMBTMay40 for 40% off plus 20% off your next month. Once you click, my description will live update to count up the purchases. Meow leads with Prophecy Destroyer. This card answers the prompt perfectly. It doesn't fit the art style of Yu-Gi-Oh! At all. It looks like a Magic the Gathering card. And to top it all off, it is unplayable. This is a really weird inclusion in Yu-Gi-Oh! It looks like all of that edgy deviant art fake cards that you would see online in like 2009. This random pack filler from one of the worst sets in 2022 no one ever put in a deck randomly has some of the most fun artwork ever printed on a card. Submarine Tour Ride. The first normal monster you control that would be destroyed by battle or card effect each turn is not destroyed. Why are we printing cards like this in 2023? If you control a normal monster, special summon this card from your hand. Cool. Magical King Moonstar. What? This is literally not a card. Premium Gold 3? This card is like 7 years old. All right, this one's not real. There's no way. Ultima says, let me tell you, the first time I saw this card, I was crying laughing for 10 minutes. It's actually an acronym. It stands for fucking loser elf. Did you know this card exists? All right, well, because it's dire, I am going to have to look this one up. No, it's real. What the hell? Cannot be destroyed by battle with a monster with the same type or attribute as this card. You can declare one monster type and one attribute. This card becomes that type and attribute. Why? Oh my god, it's a super? What? Dire. After I saw Stove put this on stream, I stunlocked him for about 45 minutes talking about how it has to be fake. This looks like an anime exclusive card that got ported over to Duel Links with shitty low-res art. But no, it's real. And it's a year old. These days, this would look like a fake, but back in the day, this was something that Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards were allowed to look like. The weirdest part about this one is the effect, which is also incomprehensible. It has an anime appearance. Non-English speaking friend of mine getting this flipped on them and convinced that Master Duel got hacked because this card doesn't exist. It doesn't, yes, in the OCG. It kind of doesn't in the TCG either. We don't play this, but look at that art. It's really cool. You know, in paper, this card looks like ass, though. I pulled one, and it is just a big gray blob. Used by Jim Cook in the manga. We are slowly getting one of the least known about archetypes in the game, alligators. Released in Ghosts from the Past 2, this card was overshadowed by literally everything else in the set for good reason. Did you know this card was an import in Duel Links, and then it came to the TCG? Well, Foxcade, you're not wrong. The fact that they actually printed this weird beta version of Odd Eyes that Yuya used one time in the first episode of Arc V before it turned into a pendulum, and they only just put it in an upgrade pack for a starter deck, a concept I have never heard of until just now. Upgrade pack for a starter deck? What the fuck? Oh! Ghosts from the Past 2 had a bunch of these. They have these weird effects that would have gone crazy if they came out 10 years earlier. Victorica. Not Victoria. Victorica. We are now getting a little more insight into the ridiculous alien support that exists because Edison format people are trying with it. But yeah, Zeta Reticulant. Is this real? No, it's real. Fun fact, obviously Lone Wolf does not look like a Yu-Gi-Oh card. It's weird that it is Master Monk support. We had to ban this in playoffs. Say hello to the I had no idea you existed until someone performed the most ludicrous FTK I've ever seen, aka the LVK Sub Replay Friday gang. This doesn't feel real. The only reason I know about it is I got high and bought 300 of them at Super. You could talk about like half the Cyberse monsters during Reigns, but this guy is especially useless. More cards like this with one sentence on them that we can immediately tell are bad, please. This card is Time Seal and Cold Wave wrapped in one. It's so weird. Every time I open, I think it's in like Pharaoh's Servant. It's like a 4th set card. Every time I open this in some series, I go, this is gotta be good. Like, you set this turn 1, your opponent does something, and you just go, boom. Yeah, I guess it probably has division. I didn't even think about it. Every time you look at Zexal Area Xyz, you find a new card played by some jackass named Bilberry in episode 124. Who can forget number 51, Finisher the Strong Arm? Burner Visor had a short stint of playability in playoffs because it was the only rank 4 we had. Gash the Dust Lord. When this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, increase the level of this card by 1. Max 12. I'm glad that you have specified that the maximum level this guy can reach is 12. I remember as a child, the only reason I know this is because I had this card as a child. I remember having this card, and every time I saw him, I was like, couldn't you have been any other gladiator beast? Boneyheimer. This monster wanders the seas, sucking dry any creatures it may encounter. Siri, Boneyheimer's near me.
Shut up, you stupid little fruit.
Phantom Dragon is a really weird card. When your opponent special summons a monster, special summon this card, 2 of your monster zones cannot be used. When this came out, it was very playable for a very short period of time. Real ones know the squirt squid. Look how ashamed the other squid is. Whew. Wait! Oh! Oh! That's his squirt! Ooh! The squid was being hunted by the great white, but squirted out a big octopus, so now the great white is scared. And he's like, whew, I scared him off. I thought that the great white was shocked at the faux pas of just squirting in front of you, and the squid was embarrassed that it had committed it. Yeah, so Star Blast, I thought was a Duel Links exclusive. It was playable on Duel Links because of some cheesy combos, but it's real. Propagandrake. Whoa! What a name! During damage calculation, if a monster battles while a monster with 1,000 or more attacks is on the field, the attack of all monsters on the field becomes reduced by 1,000 for each 1,000 they have. Their defense becomes reduced by 1,000 for each 1,000 defense they have. If this card is destroyed, apply the above attack and defense adjustments to all monsters currently on the field until the end of this turn. This card is really weird, but it is unbeatable in POT pre-release format. The sneak peek events that people played were unplayable because of this card. Target a face-up monster your opponent controls. Special summon a Mirage token with the same level, type, attribute, attack, and defense as his target. Destroy the token during the end phase. Wow. I mean, I would really like this card growing up, for sure. But I've never seen this. Most useless Dark World, asked to return to Light World. I was looking for a different card entirely and came across this fucker on Google Images. Magistric Magninician. Ooh! Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa. Now, chat, I'm not a genius, but, you know, help me out here. Is it a good sign when there are enough cards that people are surprised are real cards that we can fill a thread with them? Because it seems like maybe we should just make less cards. I've literally seen fan art of this on Fur Affinity. Thanks, Nyx Dolores.